Good afternoon and welcome to the very first Parent University session of the 2023-24 school year. My name is Wyndham Kemsley. I'm the Communications Director for Rancho Public Schools, and I am joined by Sal Maniaci, who is the Executive Director of the Rancho Public Schools Safety and Security Department. Before we jump into today's session, regarding the Evolv technology implementation throughout the district, I want to go over just a few short housekeeping items. We have the opportunity to utilize the chat feature in the YouTube live stream. So we encourage you, if you have any questions regarding any of the topics that we discussed today, please utilize that chat function. I'll be monitoring it, and at the end of Sal's presentation, we'll be able to go through those questions and answer them. We ask that you please keep all of the comments or questions relative to the topic at hand today. Please refrain from posting any general comments or questions that are not related to what we're going to be talking about. That being said, if you do have questions about any other topics, feel free to utilize the email address communications@rrps.net, and we'll get those questions answered for you. Again, thank you for being here. We're happy to see everybody. And with that, Sal, I'll go ahead and pass it off to you.
Thanks, Wyndham. Appreciate the invite, and very happy to talk about the Evolv Concealed Weapon Detection System that we're using this year at Cleveland High School. So a little bit of background. Last year, some of my staff were exposed to the Evolv Concealed Weapon Detection scanners, looked at the technology, were very impressed with it, brought it to my attention, and as a department, we started looking at it and kind of doing some research. And we're always looking for ways to keep our students and staff safe. And one of the things that I really liked about the system was it seemed to be one of the few things out there that's proactive, that gives us an opportunity to keep a dangerous weapon from coming in our schools in the first place. So we were real excited about it, and I'm going to kind of walk you through the process a little bit and how we kind of went about where we're at today. So the first thing we conducted was a product evaluation. We wanted to see how is this product working, where is it working, and what are the results, and what are some of the experiences that consumers have had with it. So we put together a team. We went to South Carolina and North Carolina, went to a couple of schools to see how it was being used. So the first school we went to was Dorman High School in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and they've been using this system since 2019. That school has a population that's very similar to our schools here in Rio Rancho. They're utilizing 3 entry points, which is what we intend to do at our schools. And the staff was actively participating in the entry process, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we took what they were doing, and we're going to try to implement it here in Rio Rancho Public Schools. So we're at Cleveland, and I got to tell you, it's working really well, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we go further. So the next school that we went to, we actually traveled to North Carolina, which wasn't that far of a drive, but we went to the Philip O'Berry Academy of Technology. Beautiful, beautiful facility. Again, very similar to Cleveland's design, and we watched it being used there. We were very impressed with some of the workarounds they had. Some of the concerns that we had were the scanner does seem to alert on some of the Chromebooks that some of our students are using. So we wanted to see how they're working around that, and we did get to see them doing it, and it worked well. So they're one of 20 high schools in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District. They're using it at all their high schools. They implemented it in 2022, and like I said, their design and layout was very similar to Cleveland. So at that Academy of Technology, that school, they had a handgun detected on a student the second day that the Evolv scanners were used on campus. So I want to forward to a video of a news article that was conducted for that. So let's go ahead and play that. All right, well, looks like maybe I can't play that. I apologize for that. I was hoping I could show that video. Doesn't look, Wyndham, or John, any way to get that going?
If you are interested in watching this, we are happy to send it over to you.
Okay.
If you want to just email us, again, communications@rrps.net, we'll be able to get this video over to you. Sorry about that, Sal.
Oh, no problem, Wyndham. Thanks.
We begin here first
There it is.
tonight with
Look at
a
that.
story out of CMS. The district saying that its newly installed body scanners are working. This after one found a gun at a local high school.
CMS says a student at Philip O'Berry Academy of Technology set off that scanner with a loaded gun this morning. WCNC Charlotte's Kendall Morris joins us live. Kendall, while there have been more than 24 weapons on CMS campuses this year, this is the first weapon one of these body scanners has detected.
Yeah, that's right, Fred. And CMS just started rolling out these body scanners in some of its high schools in phases about a month ago. Philip O'Berry just installed them last week even. So now this is catching weapons on campus, and it is causing alarm among the campus community, but it is reassuring to know that they are doing their job. As students walked through the doors of Philip O'Berry Academy of Technology Monday morning, body scanners are now part of the daily route to class.
They put us in single file lines and we walked through the metal detectors. So nothing caught me, so I was good. So I went about my day.
The body scanners are a new addition to many CMS high schools within the last month. The district rolling them out to 7 schools first before expanding to others. Philip O'Berry is included in phase 3. CMS says the gun at Philip O'Berry was found on the second day the scanners were on campus. The scanners bringing some comfort to those with students at the school.
Oh, well, that's a blessing. I didn't know that. Y'all must make me cry, don't do that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
CMS says a total of 26 guns have been found on campuses this school year.
God.
Calls for more safety measures like body scanners picking up after a fight broke out at Hopewell High last fall, leading to 2 guns being seized.
Yeah, it makes me feel better, but I didn't know they had it here, but yeah, makes me feel 80% better.
One student at Philip O'Berry saying he doesn't mind the body scanners and feels like they are more of a necessity nowadays.
So I don't think it's gonna be anything tomorrow. Hopefully, singing that somebody already got caught. So hopefully that, puts them on guard.
Students' daily routine changing to keep everyone safe as they walk inside the building. And a CMS spokesperson tells me that phase 3 of the body scanner rollout will be complete in the next couple of weeks. When it is finished, there will be a total of 20 high schools within CMS with these body scanners in place. Live in West Charlotte, Kendall Morris, WCNC Charlotte.
Kendall, thank you.
All right. So I've mentioned the Chromebooks. Right on here. All right. The Chromebooks were a concern when we demoed this system for the board. We kind of demonstrated how that the Chromebooks were setting off some of the alerts by virtue of their design, and the students were just walking in with their Chromebooks over their head, and it works out really well. It worked great in that location. We have experienced a little more false alarms at our location than what we had hoped for. So we're actually going to be installing conveyor systems. I wish I had a video I could show you that demonstrates them, but we don't have any available. But it's going to be a really neat process. I think what it's going to do is it's going to make our false alarms drop significantly, and will also help regulate the flow of students going through the scanner so that we can really use the system the way it was designed and detect each student as they come in and make sure that we don't have any dangerous items being brought into our school. But I want to show this video as well.
Safety is extremely important for students to learn. As I think about safety, it's a both and. It's for students and for staff. And so here at Hardin University High School, we want to definitely be sure that our students feel safe because we know that it has a direct correlation to the academic environment and learning process for students. And so each day our students will come into the auditorium, this location here, through the Evolv scanners, and that process will be very seamless so that they will then have an opportunity to feel safe on campus after being cleared through this process.
When I first heard about the scanning system, I did think it was going to be an inconvenience because of the amount of time we have to get to class, and I just thought it would have taken up more time.
Our students have said that they want to feel safe, that sense of belonging onto a safe campus, and it has a direct impact on not just our students, but also on our staff.
It helps me to be able to maybe learn better in my classes, knowing that there's an extra kind of blanket or layer of security to the school with students coming in.
It helps me to be more focused in school, and whenever the intercom goes on, I'm not I don't know what's happening. I'm not constantly checking over my shoulder when there's a commotion.
Again, we don't have to worry about a threat being here, that we can just go to school.
You get a certain reassurance that there are no dangerous weapons on campus, Now that if anything happens, I know that I'm not going to be threatened with any firearms, any knives, any sort of metallic weapon at all. I know that I can focus on school without being in danger.
So here's some of the challenges that we face as we want to bring the system into our schools. And the biggest one is just the design of our schools. So here's an aerial view of Rio Rancho High School. Rio Rancho High School was built pre-Columbine. So it was built as this beautiful futuristic design of like the college campus, has these academies, and it's a very open environment. And I remember I was in the police department when they were building Rio Rancho High School, and I was just so I just thought, man, what a great design! How cool that Rio Rancho is, that we design a school that emulates a college campus, and our kids are going to get this great experience. And it was fantastic. But as we look at it now from a safety and security perspective, it has some challenges. So moving forward, we want to bring Evolv concealed weapon scanners to Rio Rancho High School, but we're going to have to make some infrastructure improvements before we do that. One of the things that the Evolv scanners need is they need a secure outer perimeter. They need a way that the school, the perimeter of that school is enveloped in a secure environment. And as you can just tell by looking at the aerial view, there's a lot of openness there, a lot of ways to enter that campus. So we're gonna have to seal those up. We're working with an architectural firm they've completed a feasibility study. We'll be presenting that shortly, but we're looking forward to making those improvements and getting Evolv in Rio Rancho High School for sure. But the design, like I said, it's a multi-building design, and it's fantastic. It still is a fantastic design. We love that school. We love the way that it has that airy feel. We just need to make some changes to, like I said, to tighten up that perimeter. And a good deal of some of those gates they just don't meet the requirements of what we need. So we're going to be looking at ways to improve those gating structures and those entry structures to work better with the Evolv concealed weapon scanners. And then Cleveland. Cleveland, as you can see, has a much different design. It's going to be a lot easier to make those security improvements by tightening up that outer perimeter. We will be working on that shortly. Again, that's all part of the feasibility study that we're working with an architectural firm to take care of for us. But what we did is we implemented in Cleveland. We have the main entrance in the atrium area. We have a dual lane system there, getting the majority of the students that come in the morning, and then a secondary entrance at the cafeteria, where the juniors and seniors are parking. So that's a student parking area. And we have just had great luck with it so far. Again, it's a multiple structure design, but again, you can just tell by the difference between the aerial views between Rio Rancho and Cleveland. They are very, very different. So we're very optimistic that we're going to get Cleveland up and running. It's already working in its pilot phase, and we're looking forward to tightening it up and getting it fully operational. So that's it's a lot of stuff going on there. We have been really pleased with the attitude of our students. The students been coming in. They're looking they look at the system as not something that's negative. I think they see it as something very positive. We haven't heard any negative comments. No negative comments from parents. So again, I'm very optimistic that this system is going to serve our district well in the future. So Wyndham, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Sal. At this time, we only have one question. An individual is asking if we could explain the conveyor system a little bit more at Cleveland.
Oh, absolutely. So the conveyor system is what we want to do is we want to just, some of our students are having a difficult time getting that Chromebook far enough in front or high enough to bypass that scanning area in the system. So Evolv does work with a conveyor company that constructed a conveyor that doesn't pose a magnetic issue for the scanning system. And what we'll do is we'll have one on either side of each scanner. And as a student approaches the scanner, they just simply put their Chromebook on the conveyor. They walk through the scanning system and then pick up their Chromebook. It's just that easy. I think it's going to work out great for our students. And like I said, the benefit is that it actually helps regulate student flow, because we can't have too many students going through that system. They tend to want to bunch up and get through there as quick as they can. And so we want to regulate the flow. And we think that the conveyor is going to be a great way to do that.
Alrighty, one more question. Are there concerns about other electronics like cell phones?
No, that's the beauty of the Evolv system. I should have touched on that a little bit earlier. I apologize. The great thing about the Evolv weapon scanner, concealed weapon scanning system, is that you don't have to take the keys out of your pocket. You don't have to take your cell phone out. Like I said, it's only looking for those items that the system believes is a dangerous weapon, a firearm, maybe an IED. Like I said, a lot of these components are built into that system. So that's the beauty of it. That's why we can run students through there, and we don't have delays of students getting to class. It's just a very neat system to work with, and like I said, it has those advanced features that metal detectors don't have.
All right, that looks like all of the questions at this point. Again, if you're watching this after the fact on the RRPS YouTube channel, we invite you to send any questions regarding the Evolv technology to communications@rrps.net. Otherwise, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, Sal, for the wonderful presentation, and we look forward to a very successful year using this technology and beyond. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you for having me, and I hope to get with you guys soon and give you an update here in a few months of how it's working.
All right. Thank you, everybody.